acting like they know me, cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me, cause I'm P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass bird. Swear I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money, we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over here in diamonds. He the only reason why I do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that all makes sense. Ay, when you making bands, can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray-Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent.
Oh, man.
I know we the ones that ain't them. Pull both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big, going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool down, let it simmer. Hey, see him
What's up?
Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's a faucet. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the gang, ain't no vomit. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass bird.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard.
Give me a second. Just a second. All right. And then let me see if I can share this to...
Line. The Vikings take over first and 10.
What's up, Tubby?
At their own 28-yard line.
Alright, fuck it.
Jahan, where are you? Left. Jahan.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. But now it's 3rd down. The secondary, Charles, much maligned during the week. They didn't have their best game in the loss last week, but a nice play there.
Yeah, and I just know what they went through last week. I mean, ever since that time, the pride was hurt. They kept getting reminded of it in the local media, had to watch it on tape, and you know the coaches just got after them. They came in ready to play.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
I gotta change that. I don't like how my camera's at. Settings. Let's put this bitch up at the upper right. That'll work better, I think.
Ready, ready. Check, Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Check. Watch twist. There. Now.
Here's the former number 2 pick, the Pro Bowler Saquon Barkley. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. That's something we saw over and over again. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Check. Kill. Hey, turn it out. Any weapon. Let's go.
2nd and 6. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. He'll get 15 and a Giants 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Watch the boot. Watch recon. 132 fighter. Get it.
Now Saquon Barkley. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Cousins gives way to Cook. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
50's a month. 50's a month. I can't believe they let you play.
On third down, Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. 2nd and 5. Looking for his receiver, Sharp, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Throwing, Cousins. He's got Smith here. Touchdown, Vikings. Herb Smith Jr. with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Bailey got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
At the 27-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
X3, 218, chop, go.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They'll drop the throw. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. After 1, 7-0.
Y'all watch out. Stay away from the coronavirus. Oh, I gotta sneeze. What's up, brother? You good?
on EA Sports. And the Giants send out their punter now. Back deep, Ryan Switzer. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
Why is it
He's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line.
I didn't want to catch that.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Throwing is Cousins. Got a man, that's Rashard Higgins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 28 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. And he's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 3-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A toss to Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got it for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point try by Bailey.
What the fuck, bro? It is fucking up. It's that too, probably. Yep.
And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game.
Wigging out.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab on. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Or you put Daniel Jones back in there?
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Throwing Jones. He's going to let one fly for Tate. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Switzer on the return. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The great veteran Clay Matthews able to knock that one away in coverage. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Packers, get ready. What's up, bro?
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
What happened, man?
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
Oh, it's a wrong fucking shot. My bad. Wrong track.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Hey, lock it. Shit.
Now Jones. Looking for Shepard deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw, Cousins. This pass complete to Higgins. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Last week, several good performances in the NFC, but he was the conference's offensive player of the week, well over 100 yards.
And just the ability to make catches. You know, that gets underplayed sometimes because we're always looking for the move or the big run. But catch the football consistently, that racks up the yardage. Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins, he gets it to Matthews, complete. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. To the air again, it's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Again, it's Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
What the fuck?
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the 1st half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Back to throw. Jones. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Here's Jones. Going to throw again. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
I posted in the wrong group. My bad.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Looking to throw. Jones. Trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Number 47. Fuck it.
Final play of the half. Cousins. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
I didn't want to throw a
Picked
pick
up by James Bradbury. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
I'll hit you up in about 30.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they're going to have really good starting field position here, as that's taken up close to the 40. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll go to Barkley again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That second down play nets a -4.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Meanwhile,
a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Cousins now from the 50. They'll roll him out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Cook able to escape. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. First down, here's the run with Cook. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
On second down. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player is just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. Bailey's kick is good. And that will make the lead now 26. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. It will give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Here's second and 10 now from the 29.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know.
Now Jones throwing again, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Going up top. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Fuck you, Slicker. You piece of shit.
Here we go. Here we go.
First and 10. At their own 17.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Sorry, I have to have something. I'm playing the game right now. I'm playing people online.
Here we go.
My bad.
50 plant.
You gonna give me head on the camera?
Ain't gonna need some therapy after this. He's
Why
crazy.
not?
Look at me. Door.
I thought you were about to.
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. He'll get about 4 here. Down the 43-yard
Just the whole
line.
internet can see you. It's okay. Pussy.
4 yards on the pickup.
Get it.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Jones now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
General West.
Go ahead, come over here. If they can't see, I will get in trouble. I don't think I will.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line.
Okay, go ahead. Get off the camera. He's going to get off the camera.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Get back in. See.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. A toss out to Barkley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Ready. Check right. Watch it divide. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. Big grip.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jones.
Oh,
and
there's
that
a
one got
hit,
tipped.
man.
Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawk.
And he will take it on in. Front Giant touchdown. Golden Tate, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Come on, game. Let me pick a play. Let me pick a fucking play. You see what I'm doing? Like, it's not even moving. Let me pick a fucking play. Time out. Nope, not even that's going to work. I don't know what the fuck I picked.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Cousins now. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the veteran Antoine Bethea. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. The first down screen pass, good for 5. To throw again on second down. Jones, and that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. Back to throw. Jones got his target, Pierre Garçon. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. Jones now throwing on first down. He completes it to Tate. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Jones from the gun, he'll throw.
How was that not an interception?
This is Tate. And a loose football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
He goes right in front of this route.
He lost a fumble last week as well. So now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield, in open space, that's dangerous as well, because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
We're going, let's go. Safety screaming. Check. Fresno. Lynch 50. Hey, we're good.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Cousins. Open man is Switzer, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down. On first down. Boom. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 2nd down, this is Madison. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 3rd and short yardage. Cousins able to find Switzer. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 33. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Madison running on first down. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Hey, 50's the mic.
Going to run with Madison again. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now Cousins. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Mike Boone, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Oh, this is blocked. This is going the other way. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. The 30. Past the 20. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the safety here, Ron Parker. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it's loss number 3 for them on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
8 weeks.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet of what he knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby. I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off. Each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop. Don't look so shocked. It's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull off. Hat on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down, hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m., check out. Might give her one foul, just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess in my schedule. Right. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Right. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match. And plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking, they don't even gotta say it. No, they thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. Right. And I don't need you to okay it. Yeah. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown.
They took it to 10.
Hey.
You wanna give me that head now? Yeah. Are you going to, sir?
It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it.